Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the review of the first episode of The Last of Us. Uh, I will be doing weekly reviews for the episode, so the uh, video will most likely be relatively short. The Last of Us episode 1 focuses a lot on the first 15 minutes of the game. Most of the episode was actually the first 15 minutes of the game, and they really zoomed through a lot of the aspects. So, obviously, I'll try to keep it spoiler free, but I will say plot points that happen, like specific plot points to name a point that happens in the show. Though you guys should not be watching this video if you do plan on watching the show, because obviously my background thing is the game. Though if you do plan on watching the show, it is actually completely fair for you to watch this video, because the show is definitely nothing like the game. I'll tell you first thing, the entire 15 minutes of the game is like 45 minutes in the episode. Like, they focus a lot on the point before the apocalypse begins, so 20 years prior to the main events of the game. Though they did this weird thing where the game takes place, their first 15 minutes takes place 2013. They have cell phones and stuff, but they decided, because the show is coming out in 2023, they would do it so that it takes place in 2003, so that the 20-year time gap would make it so it's 2023. The real life game would have been the events of the Last of Us game would have taken place in 2033 compared to 2023, which is what the show takes place. That is a big change. Other big changes. They definitely do not focus at all on Robert, which was my original gameplay sequence. That is where I got to Robert. I got to Robert in the original remastered version, and I played the remake for this footage. And yeah, as you can see, I did just get to the Robert part and then stop when I met Marlene. And yeah, the show, for the most part, goes throughout the 15 minutes for 45 minutes, and then goes through the Robert stuff in about 20-30 minutes. The Robert stuff is definitely a huge change, as a lot of the Robert stuff that happens in the game does not happen. They've skipped almost every fight scene with human encounters so far. Actually, the show has had, like, no fight scenes so far. It has had a couple of zombies here and there. I'm hoping to see more fight scenes. The outfits that the characters wear are relatively accurate. Joel wears a denim shirt in the 2023 part, but everything Tess wears is completely accurate. Same thing, relatively the same thing with Marlene, and the color palettes of Ellie's is correct. Everything about the show screams, yes, we liked this project, we had fun making it. The biggest problem, though, so far for me, is just that a lot of the things that were interesting and fun in the game, like all the fight scenes and violence and stuff, don't seem to be in it. I can't give a full-on review for the show, but so far, I quite enjoy the show. I liked the first episode. It's been pretty fun so far. Pedro Pascal did an amazing job. The first episode got not about as far as I would expect it. They have escaped the first. They have left the what's it called? The QZ, the quarantine zone, and yeah, I'd say I'd rate rate this episode as a pretty good, solid 8 out of 10. I liked the episode, but I'm also not prepared. I guess I wasn't really prepared for the changes that they would make, like the amount of changes too. Like I was not prepared for that. They made a decent amount of changes, but it's nothing that I dislike so far with the changes. My only problem is that Joel does not seem to be as violent as he was in the game. Like they've really only had one time where Joel actually uses, or two times where Joel uses violence, and the first time he does it, it's like not as brutal as it was. Because like when I think of Joel from The Last of Us, I think brutal. Headshotting all of his opponents. Hitting them with the truck. That's what I when I hear Joel from The Last of Us. That's what I hear. That's what I see. I see this guy who's just murdering everybody just because they looked at him funny. Uh, and yeah, I didn't really see that too much with this Joel here, but you know, I don't really mind. Uh, I'm sure the story will get more violent in the future. I'm very excited to see if I can beat the game. Like the like this series is going to be me posting game footage that I've been recording. I've recorded a heck of a lot. I'm not halfway through the game yet, but I'm getting somewhere. There's a lot of footage that needs to be posted, and maybe not even all of it will be for the show review. Uh, but yeah, the game is so far fun. I like the game, and so far the first episode was pretty good. The only really dislike was the main change of Robert's stuff being really cut down and trimmed out, essentially. Like they've really changed it. You'll see if you watch the show, which is on HBO Max, first episode. So feel free to watch it. And thank you for watching this video, everybody. I will see you all next. Bye.